Hello, I am William Castle. Welcome to Homicidal.
Homicidal was one of the most frightening movies.
Homicidal is a very Hitchcockian picture.
I never liked your eyes, Helga. You see too much.
There were some pretty shocking moments in it.
There was a gimmick.
This is the fright break.
I've shown it to more than one startled viewer. Homicidal is a remarkable film.
It was the summer of 1960. Psycho had just opened in Chicago. I was 16 years old, a monster fan, having no real connection with Hollywood, and I got this letter in the mail, this invitation to a press conference for William Castle. I said, my God, a real movie director is coming to town and I'm going to get to meet him. He was very friendly, he was very open, and he was very concerned about what we thought of Psycho. Were we scared? Would we go to see another movie like that? And of course, the next movie he made was Homicidal.
I think Homicidal was probably very close to Psycho in a way.
I'd like a room with bath, please.
I mean, they had that same kind of feeling about it.
My name is Lieutenant Miller, Ventura Plainclothes Division.
Homicidal was made 1 year after, and it has so many of the elements that were in Psycho.
Can't you wait till a decent time get married?
I would call it an homage instead of a ripoff. It was far more violent than Psycho. The murder came as such a shock because it comes from nowhere. The justice of the peace is stabbed in the most grotesque way for the period. I think it was equally as frightening as Psycho. But then, as a kid, a lot of things frightened me that wouldn't now.
If you stay in this house one more minute, I'm going to kill you.
Jean Arless was not her name. Her name was Joan Marshall. And I imagine that she took the Jean Arless moniker because then she would have the opportunity to slip away from that persona.
She was also the actress who was the original Lily Munster in the pilot film for the Munsters. And she was a very attractive woman.
What happened? Who made the mess in the shop?
We knew there was something not quite right with this guy.
That's a rotten, filthy thing to say, Carl.
We didn't know if he was straight or gay or whatever.
What do we really know about anybody?
So we just knew there was something that this person wasn't quite all there.
I'm right here, Miriam.
When he reveals himself and he takes the teeth out, it was a big surprise.
Know me?
I don't think anybody guessed that that was actually the actress playing that character.
Warren?
Of course, I've always been Warren.
I really believed those were two different people. It is the only horror film that had a male impersonator. It came right on the heels of Psycho. Transvestites are big. You can now talk about men dressing up as women, and especially if they go around hacking people to pieces.
I think it was much better than Psycho. I saw it. My husband did.
Right, I agree.
Mr. Castle, I'd like to congratulate you on a fine piece of production. I think Alfred Hitchcock is going to have to go a long way to try and top something like this.
Well, thank you very much. That's very nice of you to say.
Castle was obviously modeling himself on Hitchcock to a great extent, especially of hosting his movies. Now, Hitchcock never did that, but he was hosting the TV series all during this time, so Castle would do the same thing.
The more adventurous among you may remember our previous excursions into the macabre.
He's trying to make himself into sort of a cut-rate sort of Alfred Hitchcock, and an icon.
This time, we have even a stranger tale to unfold. Oh, blood.
Let's face it, Hitchcock was a genius, and Castle was a showman.
Here is the guarantee in writing. When you go to see my picture, Homicidal, you'll get one of these certificates. Then at the climax of Homicidal, there will be a fright break. If you are too frightened to stay to see the rest of the picture, you can present this certificate at the Coward's Corner.
All of a sudden, on the screen, you hear Castle's voice and a clock shows up.
This is the fright break.
And you have time, if you are afraid, to run what they call a Coward's Corner, so you won't see this horrifying thing that happens.
It's now or never.
if you want to leave the theater, we'll give you your money back, but you have to stand in this corner until everybody else has filed out and sees you standing there in a sign saying, I'm a coward, I'm yellow.
I don't think I saw anybody in the coward's corner, whether they were cowards or not. It would have been too humiliating.
Very few people took advantage of this offer because, you know, who's going to go to a movie like this and not see how it ends? But again, it's the genius of showmanship.
Excitement at Youngstown, Ohio. Swarms of customers descend on the box office of the Palace Theater as cash registers ring up record grosses. Homicidal's mixture of suspense plus showmanship add up to a picture with money written all over it. William Castle passes out certificates redeemable during a fright break for those too scared to see the suspenseful climax of Homicidal.
I think this was Castle's genius. The advertising, the posters, the radio spots, the anticipation. You're not going to let yourself be disappointed.
Tell me, what did you think of Homicidal?
I liked it.
And you?
I don't think I'll sleep for a week.
And you?
It was wonderful. I really liked it.
And you?
Wow.
Now, let me ask you a question. Were you holding his hands throughout the picture?
I was holding him back. He was running out.
And all the hype and the promotion and all the weird things, guys standing outside with these placards. When was the last time you saw a guy with a sandwich board ad? You don't see that sort of stuff anymore.
Well, the part I thought that was most terrifying was one part in the beginning, the introduction. That was very shocking. And the ending.
It was just a fun thing. Audience participation, that was the key. The audience participated. They got their money's worth because they got to do something kind of neat that they only got to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not reveal the ending of Homicidal to your friends, because if you do, they will kill you. And if they don't, I will.